Good morning, everyone. It's like 3:41 in the morning. I'm so wide awake, which we know why. I work midnight, so got my coffee. I think I made it a mocha. Take some baking cocoa, the 100% unsweetened, just plain old baking cocoa, and stir it in your coffee. Honey, honey, honey. Let me tell you, this is delicious. Plus, it don't cost you 80 million bucks. For about $3, you can get a big can of unsweetened cocoa, like the Hershey's that we used to bake with. But they also have, Walmart got a brand, and it's cheap, and you ain't gotta go to Starbucks to have your mocha. You can have your mocha at home. Anyway, I got on here today. Do something. We'll make a recording. I guess it's a little testimony. But just let you know what's been going on with me since I've been talking about love as far as the, my little Bible studies I was trying to do last week. So I had an incident come up and got taught about love for real, for real. So 2 days ago at work, something jumped off and, it took all my strength. Even though I couldn't do anything, but it took all my strength. It took my friend's strength too at work. So someone ordered some food, but two people were talking at the same time. The first person ordered their food. The second person was a person off in the background somewhere. I heard them mention what they wanted, but the first person went on and ordered it for them. I heard that little young lady say, the big breakfast and haven't put cheese on my eggs. But she was talking to the other person that was ordering. She wasn't talking to me because she asked her what she want, and that's what she said. So then the first young lady, she said, and the breakfast, whatever. So they came on up, but she didn't say that cheese. So I let it go. I knew that sounded a little ratchet. Lord forgive me. But I knew what it was. So once the people got their food and my boss let them pull on off, he came and first he told my TT, the girl that worked with me, and she was ready to go. And then he told me, and I was definitely ready to go. I told that hoe cheese on my eggs. Instantly when I heard that, blew up, just red, like what they at? Let me go defend myself. Let me go tell this girl, hold up, who she talking to? You little 22-year-old. I'm 48 years old. Girl, I was snatching. All of that went through just real fast. Lord, I had to snatch myself. I was like, okay. But okay, L-I-G it. L-I-G it. L-I-G. Go on. You gotta get the rest of your work day done and everything. So I go on for the rest of the day, doing my thing. Go home. If every other 5 minutes it wasn't running across my brain about this girl and the things that I wanted to say, I had to keep snatching myself back. Stop it, Dana, stop it. So, truth be told, over the last couple of years, I've been listening to specific preachers and trying to stay on top of my Bible study every day, 7 days a week. Sometimes it don't work. And sometimes, admission, I'm depressed. I take medication for depression. So sometimes the Bible study don't get done. I can barely drag myself out of the bed. The only thing I drag myself out of the bed for is to go to work. But Lord gonna work with me on that. So this particular day, that thought from this girl kept going through my head. I said, you know what? No. Let me get, where my Bible? Where my app at? Let me get on what the thought of today is. And let me go, and actually I'm gonna show you guys what it was yesterday morning. So Thursday night going into Friday. So Friday morning. Let me show you exactly what that day. I said, let me open up this app. I got to. So I'm going to my phone real quick and I'm going to show you exactly what that day's lesson Bible study was. And it's so hilarious because every time I need it, it seems to be right on point. The Lord be right there like, oh, are you reaching out? Okay, let me give you this little tidbit that you need. 1 second. I almost got it. Let's see. Okay, what is it? Discipleship resources. Now I gotta go back to what was yesterday. And it was listen. Get all podcast. Bear with me 1 moment. I'm almost there. I don't know what's going on with this internet. Okay. I don't know. Can we see that at all? We read that. How to handle those who hurt you. Part 2. That's what it was. The how to handle those who hurt you. And I was butt hurt by that little girl calling me a hoe, basically. So that was part 2 of the story. So I know the day before, Thursday, the Lord was setting it up. No, that was Thursday. So Wednesday, it was part 1 of how to deal with those who hurt you. I said, wow. So this is part 2. I gotta listen to part 1. I dug through trying to get to part 1. And they made it really hard for me to get to part 1. I kept starting it up and it kept stopping every time my phone went black. So now I figured out after about 10 minutes, I said, oh, you know what, devil, you're not going to let me not listen to the first part of this message because I'm going to listen to the whole message today. Because I needed to beat that devil up out of me. So I discovered I had to hold my finger on my screen to not let it go dark because every time it went dark, I opened it back up. It wasn't there. I had to go back in and start from the beginning. So this whole time for 2 messages, I had to sit there with my hand. And I never had to do that before, which that's what I find very interesting because I think the devil's trying to make me just give up. Don't listen to it. He knew it. Don't listen to it. So I got to listening to it. Now, let me tell you where we went with this. So I prayed. I cried that morning before that because I'm like, Lord, why am I so angry over somebody that don't mean nothing? That could have been a hole in the wall. I'll never see that girl again. And if I did, even then, I was like, if I see her again, because I'm going to remember, I still had some words in my head that I was going to talk to her nice. But it wasn't going to be nice or whatever. But I still, so I cried. I'm like, Lord, take that out of me. There's people that are happy in life. They don't have no qualms with nobody. I want to be that. I want the joy of the Lord. I don't want every time. I don't want to be at the will of the wind that every time something emotional happens or anything happens that I'm flapping in the wind every time. I don't want that anymore. So I cry out. I pray. I get on my knees. Lord, please help me. So here go that message that day. So the preacher took us on to a thing that we have heard a million times before. Matthew, starting in verse 5, starting in chapter 38. Ye have heard that it hath been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn him to him the other also. And if any man will sue thee at the law, and take thy coat, let him have thy cloak also. And whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him 2. Go to him that asketh thee, and from him that would borrow of thee, turn thou not away. Ye have heard that it hath been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor, and hate thy enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use and persecute you, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. He maketh his sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sendeth rain on the just and the unjust. For if ye love them that love ye, What reward have ye? Do not even the publicans do the same? If you salute your brethren only, what do ye more than others? Do not even the publicans so? Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven perfect. Now we all know we can't be perfect, but through Christ Jesus, putting Christ Jesus in front, he's perfect. And we are supposed to, as disciples of him, we are supposed to operate in him, with him, through the Holy Spirit, operating in spirit. That reminds me, my website, the new Dana Marie, thenewdanamarie.com. I have a section called Operating in the Spirit, which contains my blog. So if y'all want to check that out, I try to update it, keep it recently updated. Hold on one second. I'm gonna need to pause. My washing machine is acting crazy. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but it's doing some stuff. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Oh, okay. Now it doesn't want to do it. That's crazy. Oh. Okay, you know what? I don't even care about that washing machine. I need to finish what I'm talking about. Okay, I ain't gonna worry about the washing machine. I'm gonna start walking towards it. It stopped. And then as I walked away, it started back up. But come on. So, back to what I'm talking about. When I got through listening to that, and when the preacher was talking, and he's speaking on that those Bible verses, the thought that came across my head, one of the things the preacher said, he said, don't defend yourself. Just let it go. The thing that came across my head, like, dang, Jesus wants us to be saints. Any saints out there listening? Because the next thought that came across my head. Yes, he do. There's a verse in there, I'm not even going to go look for it, but the church I grew up in, we are called saints. My name is Saint Dana Thornton. And there's a reason why. Because in the Bible, I believe it was with Paul, but there's a verse, and at the end it says, and we are called to be saints. Not in being a saint, being a saint, really, it's about the daily sanctification that we go through, the process, the trying to get the righteousness. If we stay in the word every day and we're doing what Jesus commanded us to do, which is love the Lord thy God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself, which I got something to say about that too. We are being changed daily. The more you practice, the more you are changed and sanctified and being made holy. Sanctification means a daily process of being made holy. So every day that you get up and your feet hit the floor, you doing what Jesus and God required of us, you're being sanctified, you're being changed every day. It's a little more. You get a little more like Jesus, a little more every day. But anyway, oh yeah, when I said that, I said I need to come back to that to make sure I get this point across. I said, love your neighbor as yourself. And it's always come back to me when I said that over the last couple of years. But what if you don't love yourself? So how are you to love other people and you don't really love yourself? That's something big. If you hate yourself, there's no capacity to get to loving everybody else. We got to start right here. I think that'll be next week's the topic or whatever. What God thinks of us and how we're supposed to look at ourselves. So, yeah, we called to be saints. I said, dang, I got to bite my tongue at every turn. Because, honey, I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know me. If you don't know me, you won't get to know that person anymore because I'm not going to be that person. I have a smart remark for everything. I will cut you up. This tongue, woo, life and death, baby. Ain't never been a truer thing said. Life and death is right here. I come up to people, I mean, even in my head, this is funny because after I read this and I said, oh my God, we gotta be saints. Oh my goodness, I did. I had another night of work last night. This is the Sabbath now, so for everybody don't know, I don't work Friday, sun go down, till Saturday, sun go down. I ain't even playing them games because I want that. That's the thing in my life, and I'm letting it be known with everybody, every employer, all that. Celebrating my Sabbath. But so I had to go to work the next day with all this on my head. And the preacher also said, leading with love. It's a conscious decision, a choice. So I tried it at work yesterday. Leading with love. Like every time, but it's a practice. You got to practice this, honey, to break through all these 48 years of snide remarks in my head. I come up to people or just see somebody being said something, anything, and I'm telling you, in my head, boom, 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 bunch of one-liners. Like, oh, it's ridiculous. I don't even want to talk about it. It's kind of making me upset that I spent so many years of my life being negative. Everything ain't come out my mouth, but so many things. Always something smart in my head. I had something smart to say about everything, every situation. It could be what somebody have on. It ain't come out my lips. People may think, I've been a very positive person, a nice person all my life. Things didn't come out my lips, but me and God know. Would go across my head. Maybe my kids know because they kind of smart and slick with it too. And I want them to get better too. We need to not look at people like that. I did this Bible study last week about love. And we have to love one another. We have to. And I'm a follower of Christ, a disciple. A disciple means a student. I want to look up to everything that Christ did, emulate Christ. I believe in this afterlife. And I want my mansion up close to God. So the first thing is I have to show love like Christ showed. And it upsets me to think about all this time and all that negativity that just kept going through here. About myself, about others, about every situation. Well, it's no more of that. So the preacher said you have to lead with love. So I went to work and everything I saw in every person, I let that go through my head. Lead with love, lead with love, lead with love. You have to make a conscious decision that regardless of what this person is doing, saying, how they acting, whatever I do, I'm going to lead with love. How can I help them? How can I be kind to them? How can I make their day better? So I did that at work. So the first incident came up. A lady handed me her card to cash her out. And it was literally broken in half with a piece of tape holding it together. So she handed it to me. She said, be careful because it's messed up. It's torn. So I went on and I, slid it nicely. And I set it down while it was running. I ran to the office and I grabbed some tape. And I taped it and I fixed it for her. Without her asking, I just gave it back to her. Here you go. I fixed it for you. So it should work a little bit better. And, the smile on her face just lit up. And thank you so much. That was so nice. And it made me feel good. So that's what I'm doing now. Just looking. How can I help somebody? What can I do for them? If some confrontation come up, it's gonna have to. Jesus. What did Jesus do when they were spitting on, throwing stuff at him? He could have called legions of armies down. Even like when the devil tempted him and said, he said his angels will bear thee up with thy wings or whatever, but he didn't. He came and he completed his mission and showed us what love the love of the Father, what it looks like. So, just it's people out there that are so positive. You know them people. It's like almost to make you want to throw up. Like, oh my goodness, how can this person be so happy? How can they be the way they are? It was a lady I was watching. Well, I was watching Ellen the other day, and they were celebrating the life of a lady, Miss Lisa Jardine. She had passed away. She was somebody that Ellen had seen in the audience and was attracted to her spirit, to her vitality. And she had her on there several times. Ellen ended up giving this woman a car, making Christmas for the kids. They built her a house from the ground up. But it was all in. You seen the beauty in this woman, the kindness. You seen Christ. When people come up to me, that's what I want. I want my legacy to be that I was a kind person when I go. That's how I want people to talk about me. I want people to say she had the love of God in her. I'm tired of living just, our day-to-day life, just the negativity that we have in our souls, our hearts, our minds. Every time something negative came up to me last night at work, I just screamed in my head. I wouldn't let myself finish the sentence in my head. We have an internal conversation, dialogue. We can have a whole speech with two people talking in our head. So something would start in my head, and then I would literally, in my head, while the thought I'm walking and the thought, I would cut it mid-sentence. If I knew it was going to be negative, I literally screamed in my head to myself like, until the thought went away. And that's what I plan on doing with every thought until, as they say, it takes 21 days to make a habit. We gonna see. Because that's what I'm gonna do. Every time something come across my brain that is not of God. He said we supposed to keep our mind on the things that are lovely, whatever is of beauty, whatever is of good rapport. That's what's supposed to be going through our mind. Not these little negative attacks and snide remarks and thinking negative of people. I ain't got to pray for Donald Trump. Yeah, y'all, we got to pray for him. He said pray for your enemies. And I know that's how a lot of us feel about that man. Ain't no denying it. But we got to pray for him, y'all. And let God. We got to let go and let God. When we say let go and let God, literally leave the negativity. Pray for those that despise you. Pray for your enemies. And let God. If you're dealing with enemies on a daily basis in your job, whatever, it is your duty as a Christian. That's what you want to claim. It's your duty as a Christian to say, what can I do for that person to make their life better right now? Because we don't know. We don't know what people go through at all. You don't know when somebody come up to you and their face turned up what they just dealing with. Shit I had to deal with, excuse my French, but we gonna be real. The stuff I had to deal with this last year, anybody could have got it at any time. Just the stress and the pain of the past year. But that's what I'm tired. I'm tired of the stress and the pain. We all know that death is coming. And we don't know our hour. And we don't know our time. So why not get it right today? Because tomorrow might not come. It literally might not. And when he come for you, you want to be found doing the right thing. I want my heart right. And my mind right and free and clear. And let me tell you something. When I did that at work yesterday, do you know how light I felt not letting a negative thought about anyone or any situation come into my brain, like I said, I screamed it out every time it started. And it had to be at least 15, 20 times. And I thought about it, it upset me. I said, that's a shame. That many times. And I'm making a conscious effort to lead with love. And they still was trying to, this person, shut it up. Just shut it up. So that's what I needed to say about today. Literally, for the first time in my life, I can say I love everyone. I'm not going to let the devil take me off the path of what Christ told me to do. And I know that means it's going to come at me. It's going to come at me. It's going to come for me. But the Lord know my heart and know what I'm trying to do. And I'm taking a stand for it. And I hope you guys do too. Because this, where we live, America, well, I ain't lying. I'm trying to get up to Canada in the next 5 years. I just can't. Where we live, hunty, if it don't need to be some love, some forgiveness, and some healing, and some kindness, some empathy, some compassion for one another, and we need it. We need it. And if you consider yourself a Christian, it starts with us. True, I'm starting not to like the word Christian. I am a disciple of Christ. This man, the Son of God that was here 2,000 years ago, I believe he walked this earth. I believe the words that he said. I am a disciple of Christ. And if you are a disciple of Christ, look at what he said. They asked him, what's the most two important of all these laws and everything? What's the most important? 2. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. On these 2 hang all the laws and the prophet. So on everything, if you're doing that, and if we are all doing that, this would be a much, much better place to be in. Okay. I said what I needed to say, peoples. So once again, thank you guys for listening to my little rant, my testimony, whatever you want to call this. Also, check out a lot more of my stuff. I'm fighting every day to get my life together so I can build more content. But once again, thenewdanamarie.com. And I have, different topics, different subjects. Check it out, please. Love and peace. And I'm going to try to get me an uploading schedule that's a little bit better than what I'm doing. I'm working, y'all. I'm trying. I'm getting it together. So, love, peace, and talk to y'all later. Thank you.